Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do kind of something a little bit off the wall. I did kind of an icy blue cut crease. I know it doesn't really go with my skin tone, but you know what? It's cute. So if you guys want to see how I created this look right here, keep on watching. Alright guys, so I already did set this eye a little bit. I put a little bit of concealer. I just used the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Light Peach. So I'm sure, as you guys know already, I can't do a video without at least setting my eye with something. Right now I am taking the Blood Sugar palette. I'm using the shade Glucose and kind of just setting that concealer. So once that is set, I am going to dip into the Mini Controversy palette. I'm going to take this shade right here. It's called Canceled. And I have, let me see here. This is the vintage brush. It's, let's see here, step 1 for the money. I do have some blue shadow on there from my other eye. I'm going to lightly dip in there and tap off the excess. So for this look, you really do have to take your time with it. Otherwise, the blue is going to basically get everywhere. So I'm going to start in the middle of my eye and very lightly take the shade all the way through my crease. It is going a little bit above. You don't have to do that, but I do have hooded eyes, so if I really want anything to show up, it's got to go a little bit above. So I'm taking this all the way down to my inner corner. And kind of allowing it to wing up a little bit. And then I'm just using this and continuing to dip in and just darken it up just a little bit more. And I'm just taking really light, just tiny little strokes. Okay, so now that I have this shade laid down, I'm going to take the same brush. I'm not putting any more product on it. And I'm kind of just going to bring it up and blend it out just a tiny bit. Just to kind of give this wing a little straight edge here. You don't want to drag this shade up too high, otherwise you're going to look like Mimi. And that is definitely something you do not want. Okay, so now that I have this shade laid down, I'm going to actually continue and darken it up a little bit more. You can just continue to dip in, get it as dark or light as you want it. I want this a little bit darker, so the next shade that I use doesn't offset it too much. Okay, so now that I have that shade done, I am going to take this little Dose of Colors brush. I'm going to use the fluffier side, and I'm going to dip into this next blue shade here, Dissimulation. Of course, as always, dusting off the excess, and I'm just taking it underneath, not bringing it all the way up, but I want to deepen up that crease a little bit more. I'm going to dip into Canceled again. Deepen this part up a little bit more. you can really use this type of brush and really just pack the color in. So if you have really dry skin like I do, it can make your eyeshadow a little bit patchy. Really packing color in helps to kind of combat that. Okay, I'm dipping into a simulation again. And kind of deepening up the crease a little bit. Okay. And then using circular motions, just tiny little circular motions, I'm just blending the two shades together. Okay, so now before I even cut the crease, I'm going to take this makeup wipe here and get rid of a little bit of the blue. That just makes sure that we can keep that concealer as light as possible. Okay, so now that I got rid of just a little bit of that blue, I am going to take my concealer again. I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. Okay, I'm going to take this Alamar Cosmetics brush and kind of dip in and cut my crease out. For this one, I am not going to look up because I don't want that far, or I don't want the shadow that far up. So I'm just cutting just the lid space here. And for this part, I would definitely take your time as well, because one wrong move, or if you look up too far, you're gonna basically have to redo everything. Okay, so I am actually gonna take this right away, just this makeup wipe, and really cut this out as well, so we can lay our concealer underneath. Okay, so now that we have that cut out, I am right away going to try to find the brush I was using. This one, okay. With this brush, it just looks like just a Morphe flat brush, and I'm going to take this shade Flat Earth. It's just this really icy blue shade. And I am just patting that shade in there. Okay, so and I want as much color payoff as I can here, otherwise this shade just looks white. So I'm continuing to dip in and just pressing the shade on there. Okay, so now that we have that laid out, just because I like a little extra sparkle, I'm going to take the Conspiracy palette and dip into Ranch. I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of this palette around. I'm just a mess today. Can't find my brush. There it is. Okay, so I'm just taking just this little round brush here, and I'm gonna put my inner corner, and then I'm just going to drag it up here. Okay, so now that we have that done, kind of time to move on to some eyeliner here. I am crossing my fingers that this works again, because this eyeliner tends to give me a little bit of problem. I'm using the NYX Blanc or white eyeliner. Okay, and I am just gonna create a little wing here. Yeah, it's kind of giving me problems already. Okay, and drag it all the way in. Okay, you can always use a makeup wipe or something to clean it up after, which is what I am definitely gonna have to do. For some reason, this little tip here, it doesn't like to stay nice and thin, so it sometimes does open up and you get more product everywhere. So I'm just gonna finish lining my eyes with the white. And if I kind of dip down here, apologize, it just, because there is such a stark contrast, it does take a lot of concentration. Okay, so now that I have the eyeliner on there, I'm going to take a makeup wipe, pretty dirty one here already, but I'm just going to clean up that line. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit more concealer because I did use a makeup wipe, and I'm going to just drag it underneath very lightly and then kind of use the brush to disperse the product. All right, so there is the eye look. Kind of to finish it off here, I am going to take that Dose of Colors brush. I'm going to take the other side. It's like a little pencil here. Dip into the simulation and put on my lower lash line. Okay, I'm gonna throw some mascara on. I would put eyelashes on, but I need a little bit more practice with those. They never end up the way I want them to. So I haven't bought lash glue in a very long time. Okay, so now that I have my lashes done with the mascara, I'm going to take this blue glitter. It's technically a glitter eyeliner, but it doesn't work that well. And I'm just going to barely touch the tips of my eyelashes here. And it just adds a little bit of sparkle where we didn't have any on the rest of the look. Okay, again, I apologize, guys. My camera does not zoom in at all. Definitely gonna have to do something about that, but it's gonna get a little shaky here. All right. So this is the finished look. I know it doesn't really go with my skin tone all that well, but it is a fun, festive look if you want something kind of different for the Christmas season that isn't so obviously Christmas related. Kind of a little, I guess, a little bit of a tribute to the new Frozen movie. I really like it. I have been using the Dose of Colors lipstick. Oh my gosh. I think it's in the shade Flirty. I've been using that a lot. I've been doing kind of a bit more crazy looks, but if you ever wonder what I'm wearing, it's going to be that. So thank you guys for coming. I really hope you enjoy the video. Leave some comments. You can see my Twitter and my Instagram, as well as my email on the bottom of the description box if you want to touch base with me, and have a great day, guys.